I am Slick Nick. You're watching this video because you realize there's not really videos on YouTube about having a buzz cut and wearing a sports jacket. Now granted, there's several channels that talk about how important it is to dress nice. And there's plenty talking about shaving your head. But to specifically combine those for such a look, probably not as many of those videos specifically. And that's why I decided I think it's important to contribute to make this video for the world to see. So specifically, when I think of the last time I shaved off all my hair, which again was last week is when I shaved it off, but before that, it had been about 3.5 years ago. And it was at a wedding, one of my friend's wedding, and my daughter was the flower girl. And so I had a nice sports jacket on and the shaved head, and a picture was taken of my wife and I. My wife was dressed up, I was dressed up, had the shaved head. And what's funny is that's the photo that my wife still has as her Facebook profile photo of the two of us, me with the shaved head. And I thought, there's something to that. Now granted, my wife doesn't update her Facebook ever post anything. But the fact is, I think on a subconscious level, she likes this look. No matter what she would say either way, when I ask her, she seems fairly indifferent. But ultimately, I think there's something to be said that she's kept that photo that whole time. And also, I'm wearing a nice shirt and specifically a sports jacket here. And as I was looking at that, that was actually quite inspirational for me last week when I shaved off my hair, because I thought, well, what about that look, as simple as that is? A guy with a shaved head and a sports jacket. Now we know that as far as keeping that masculine perception of yourself, having a shaved head or a buzz cut is one of the most masculine looks you can have. As is being in shape and taking care of yourself and having a good sturdy body underneath that with little body fat. But on top of that, having a sports jacket. So I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of getting obsessed with these now. I own, I think, 7 now. I've just been going and finding them on clearance. I paid $70 for this, and this is the most I've paid for one. But other than that, ultimately, yeah, I'm finding them for like $30 on the clearance rack. It's once you figure out your right size and do that. So I'm realizing this is basically my uniform. I think it's important to kind of find a look and stick with it. So ultimately, when I go out in public, I am wearing a sports jacket of some color. And ultimately, it's my personal rule to not wear t-shirts in public anymore. That's a change that I've made in my own life, because you can send such a strong message about your appearance and your identity by what you wear or what you're not willing to wear in public. For me, it's rebellion against this concept of wearing t-shirts and pajama pants and Crocs in public. So I want to be the opposite of that. And I think on top of that, having the shaved head, the zero guard buzz cut, I think that's just literally the icing on the cake, or the lack of icing on the cake. Your comments belong right here.